بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وآله وصحبه وأزواجه وذريته أجمعين. اللهم ربنا أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم أرنا حقائق الأشياء كما هي. ربنا زدنا علما وعملا وإخلاصا يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر أولياءك في غزة وفي فلسطين كلها وفي مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم فرج عنا وعن إخواننا في غزة. اللهم فرج عنا وعن إخواننا في غزة وفي خان يونس في تل الهواء في رفح فلسطين كلها وفي مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم انتقم من الذين يقتلون الأبرياء والأطفال والنساء. اللهم اقتلهم. اللهم شتت شملهم. اللهم ضد جمعهم. اللهم دمر ديارهم وبيوتهم وقرب بنيانهم وبيوتهم وذلل أقدامهم وبنيانهم وانزل بهم باسك الذي لا ترده عن القوم المجرمين. اللهم لا ترفع لهم رائية ولا تحقق لهم غاية واجعلهم عبرة وآية للعالمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر من نصر أهل غزة وأهل فلسطين واخذل من خذل أهل غزة وأهل فلسطين. اللهم عاد من عاد أهل غزة. اللهم عاد من عاد أهل غزة. اللهم اقتل من قتل أهل غزة. اللهم حرق من أحرق أهل غزة. اللهم جب من جب أهل غزة. اللهم عطش من عطش أهل غزة. اللهم اخذل من خذل المسلمين وانصر من نصر المسلمين وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وأزواجه وذريته أجمعين برحمتك يا رب. آمين. Okay, to see the 2007 and 9 credit crunch, the typical Marx-Minsky crisis. Minsky was an American economist of Russian origin. So typical Marx-Minsky crisis. Marx and Minsky thought that crisis is inherent within capitalism, and after market collapse, after a prolonged period of speculative investment, and that it was the result of credit crunch due to accumulation of bad debts, etc., and the inability to recover them, and the consequence, the market panicked, etc. So that's the that's the mainstream wisdom. But to see, so that is being critiqued here. To see that 2007-2009 credit crunch as a typical Marx-Minsky crisis is anyhow misleading. Why? Because corporate profits have recovered significantly during 2001-7. And the main industrial companies in most metropolitan countries have reduced debt and built up cash reserves. Wonder whether this is a typo. I'm not sure whether this is typo or not. Anyway, to see the 2007-9 credit crunch as a typical Marx-Minsky crisis is somehow anyhow misleading. Corporate profits have recovered significantly during 2001 and 2001 to 7, and the main industrial companies in most metropolitan countries have reduced debt and built up cash reserves. Corporate savings are at historical high levels, and investors are looking for relatively low risk, high return profits. So savings are at high. So there is no credit crunch as such. Money is available, but the the savings. So there is more of a saturation, uh, which we talked about before. Can China be capital's next global metropole, capable of sustaining high levels of capital accumulation not only in China but throughout the world? That was the role of America. Or it's supposed to be the role of America, which it is increasingly unable to perform due to various reasons. The answer to this question is not yet clear. First, it must be noted that China is experiencing many of the problems of the West, and America, as the leader of the West, thus bad debt accumulation is not as much, if not more, um, a Chinese as it is an American phenomenon. Moreover, most studies show that though corporate profitability remains high in China, it has been falling during the period 1990 to 2003. So, not sure whether it has been falling in absolute terms or as rate of return. The capital output ratio is also rising, and the excess of saving over investment is growing in as China's external reserves are built up in America and Europe. So that's one of the problem with excess saving, because capital doesn't find avenues for desired profitable investments, and safe, I guess. In his report to 2007 National People's Congress, the Chinese Prime Minister described China's growth as unstable, unbalanced, uncontrollable, and unsustainable. That was a very candid a description, I guess. All capitalist booms are unsustainable, unbalanced, uncontrollable, and in the long run, unsustainable. Because the, I mean, in layman term, I guess the reason is that the goal of accumulation for the sake of accumulation is an empty goal in the long run. The current China boom has lasted almost 3 decades, and there may well be a slowing down of output and investment growth in the foreseeable future. However, even if we concede that China is not yet the most powerful locomotive which can pull global capitalism from its present crisis, China may well have the potential to play this sort of role in the future. On what basis? Why in the future? Maybe it would be stronger in the future, and its rivals, America and the West, would be relatively weaker. The next section outlines some constraints limiting China's potential as a hegemon for global capitalist order. Okay, maybe we'll stop here and do the next section next. in the next session, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Salli wa sallim ala sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa rahmatullahi.